Buy cheap or buy expensive? So today I want to share with you on things that you should buy cheap and things that you should buy expensive. So when it comes to renovation, when it comes to furnishing your home, managing your budget is key. So you want to keep your purchases in check and make sure that you don't really overspend. And if that happens, right, if overspending is really happen, then it can cause things to go really very messy. So there will be times where you will have to decide where and how your budget should be allocated. So how do you know where to spend money on, or where you can spend less money on, right? So that you really maximize what you buy, right, in terms of like quality and in terms of cost. So below are some tips that you should follow when it comes to really buying things for your new home. So number one, spend more money on things that you intend to use longer and keep it for a very long time, right? So this can be like air conditioners, which you are going to expect, you're going to use it for like at least 5 to 15 years. You don't want to go get something that is cheaper and lower quality, and then you end up really replacing them very soon. So replacing is not just the only problem, right? It also means that you have to deal with like problems that from all this aircon stuff, and that is going to give you a lot of headaches. Right, so similarly in renovation, right, you want to get good quality like countertops as well. You don't want to go for those cheaper, lower grade quality and those with bad workmanship, and then later on you have to deal with a string of problems at a later time. Right, so invest in a good one so that you can forget about it, right? You don't have to even to think about it for a very long time, right? Other examples will be like big furnitures, like sofas, bed frames, mattresses, or even like artwork, right? So you wouldn't want to replace them every year. You expect them to really last you for many years to come, right? So if you are intending to use it for more than 5 years, right, then it is best that you spend more money on those. Number two, spend more on things that are very difficult to replace. So I don't mean just like hard to find or hard to get, right? But also thinking about the labor of replacing them, the inconvenience of replacing them. So for example, flooring, right? So I haven't heard about anyone, right, who will do a flooring overhaul in their homes 5 years or 10 years later, right? So maybe for very old houses, yes. But replacing flooring means that you have to do a lot of things, right? You have to put away all your furniture. You have to think about your fixed cabinets. What are you going to do with them, right? And what are you going to do with putting away all your big appliances like your washing machine, your fridge and everything, right? And where you are going to stay when you are doing flooring. So that is a major problem. So it is best to get it right in the first place by investing more money, right? Into getting a better quality ones, right? Tiles or vinyl doesn't really matter, right? So it's a forever debate, and everyone have their own thoughts about it, and they have plans about it, right? So, but the principle remains the same, right? Flooring, they are hard to replace. So invest your thoughts, right? Spend more time, more money to make sure that it can last you long enough for you. So it applies to other kind of renovation fixture as well, like your ceilings, your cabinets, right? They are really very hard to replace. So think about allocating more budget into them. And number three, things that spoil or get dirty easily, right? So they are not worth your money. So these can be things like those that experience a lot of wear and tear, like your pots and pans, your standing fans, your toilet brushes, your toothbrush, your towels, right? These things stain easily, spoil easily. So don't bother spending too much money on them, right? Because you can easily replace them. Other things like the living room rugs and carpets, like cushion covers, or even like your plates, right? They can get dirty easily, they spoil easily, and you may want to like change out the theme whenever they look old or dirty, right? So these things you can easily buy them again, right, at a very reasonable and affordable cost. So don't waste your money on these things. Next up, you will want to spend more money on things that directly or indirectly affect your personal well-being. So it can be like your health, your comfort, your emotional state, right? So a comfortable sofa, an ergonomic chair, right? Air filters, antibacterial paints, right? Water dispenser, right? Or a really good sound system, right? So if you just want to, save some money and you decided, I want to spend less on this stuff, but then end up, right, you don't enjoy them, then it is a waste of money, right? So you would rather, invest and spend money on these things, right, so that you gain something out of them. So like, health and well-being, right? No need to explain further, right? Even like, better music, better sound makes you feel better and more productive. I think all these things and all these emotional things, it goes a very long way, right? So similarly for wall art, right, if you want to go for like the big art, right, on specific walls, then spend the money to do it properly, right? Don't scream on it and go for small and mediocre art that does nothing to your home, right? It doesn't even impact how the whole feel looks like, or even worse, right? It makes your home looks less appealing, right? And it becomes an eyesore for everybody. So if something that is going to affect you in some way, right, think about allocating a lot more budget to them. So understanding these tips helps you to set a standard, right? Those are your guidelines, so that you can follow and you know if you should be spending money on it or not, right? So this way you can make more rational decisions, right, when managing your budget, right? It doesn't mean that you have to save and cut down everything, right, to the minimum, right? You want to keep your budget to the minimum, right? So I am not a believer that you should always minimize your spend and have to live and make do with cheap things, or you have to get great deals, right? So getting your new home well done and making sure that you enjoy living in it is so important, right? Because I really believe the right environment, right, will give you the energy, will give you the right feeling, so that you can do a lot more positive stuff, right? And it can mean like performing better at work, by being more positive in life, and also having better relationships, right? So these are things that are totally worth your money, and in time you may even realize that you invested in all this money, you can actually even profit from it, right? You can get better pay, you get better relationship and things like that, right? So imagine after a hard day of work, you go back and you sleep on a hard floor, on a very uncomfortable bed, but you are not going to last long, you're not going to enjoy, right? It's not going to keep your mental state up properly, right? Or it can be things like it keeps spoiling, giving you tons of headache that you have to replace or fix them, right? In the end, you become a very grouchy or angry person, and it affects your relationship with others, right? So not worth the money. So being smart with money is so important, and I believe having a positive, having a comfortable environment is everything. So this is why I am also allocating more funds into my upcoming renovation, right? So it is my latest investment, and I'm happy to bring you along. Alright, so make sure that you subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on any of my future renovation videos. So until next time, I will see you soon.